Got very good arms.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. It's time to talk about everything X-Men this week. You know, we just finished up our Comics Aficionados Adamantium Hour talking about, Dawn of X and how it's been botched to a point. But there's other news out there, and with me, as always, is X-Men historian, Marvel aficionado, Doc. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. It was a quiet week for X-Men comics and a interesting week for X-Men news.
Yeah, let's get into it. Another one bites the dust this week. Powers of 10 artist r.b.silva is no longer illustrating March's X-Men number 8. Veteran X-Men artist Mahmud Asrar takes over after finishing his recent run on Conan the Barbarian. More evidence: X-Men group editor and Legion of Doofuses OG Jordan White's expedited shipping schedule is hurting Dawn of X.
I'd say yes. I'm not a huge fan of Asrar, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting. There's some humor here in the fact that I've been saying for a long time that Marvel just keeps finding, all they want for artists is Stuart Immonen clones, and you're literally changing one Stuart Immonen clone for a different Stuart Immonen clone on this.
Yeah, it's a little bit different styles, though. I think Asrar is kind of more suited for fantasy type stuff, whereas Silva kind of fits more in with X-Men style, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll agree on that. But yeah, no, you have a lot of, Silva seems like he's not the fastest of guys, but he's not super slow either. But you keep shoving these books out, 3, 4, every other week, every third week, and you're going to have this problem. They don't want a backlog. They don't want a backlog of books that are written and drawn but not yet on the shelf. But they want to live hand to mouth right now, and they're doing that by choice. And I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously we talked about that a lot more in depth in the aficionados when we talked about that kind of stuff, but it's just so disappointing. They should have a backlog of issues, stuff in the can, and the same artists working on stuff, but they've just completely ruined this, and now everything keeps getting delayed, keep having to switch artists. We're not going to have Joshua Casero on X-Force, here in a few weeks, and it's just totally disappointing.
Yeah, and it's been like that for a lot of these books. They've I can't count the number of different Marauders artists already, and as well as New Mutants. They're just every issue. It's almost a different artist at this point, because they keep forcing stuff out. Like, who willingly lives hand to mouth on having your books made? Any minor problem, you got to delay.
Jordan White and his ukulele, that too.
That apparently so.
All right, Doc. Last week, we talked about Vita Ayala's upcoming Children of the Atom series. According to Marvel editor Chris Robinson, the series will in fact focus on a new class of young students who will be played as sidekicks to the popular X-Men super team. Ayala is saying, "My take on it became, what would actual kids from our current time be like if they were X-Men sidekicks? What would Gen Z X-Men be like? Are you still holding out hope Children of the Atom is about the next generation Chimera mutants introduced in Powers of 10? Or are you coming to terms that it's going to be a sidekick book?"
No, it's still going to be the Chimera book. Vita's quote on this is the most asinine nonsense I've ever heard. That's your job. What my take would be, what would actual kids from our current time be like if they were X-Men sidekicks? Your job is to write people believable. That's your job.
She seemed pretty proud of it.
Yeah, that's not something to be proud of. Congratulations. What did you expect them? I mean, were we expecting? Well, what would entirely fictional people that don't act at all like humans, do if they were X-Men sidekicks. Nobody wants to read that. We want to read the whole point of writing characters is to make them feel like people.
So you don't think that, she should be focusing on trying to make the new Children of the Atom feel like they're from the 80s?
No. I mean, why don't you make them feel like they're from
They should be contemporary.
Yeah, why don't you make them feel like I don't know, children from the 1840s. Hey, they could be children from the 1840s. But born today. What
children traveling the plains of great America looking for places to homestead, in the Old West, in our modern times.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to read Little House on the Prairie, but in X-Men.
Absolutely, in modern times.
Yeah, of course. What the hell kind of a nonsense quote is that? Congratulations, you did your job.
And in the quote, the "my" word was in all caps, as if she really emphasized it, as in my take.
Do you think you're special for figuring that out? Congratulations, you figured out what your job is. No wonder you've been so incompetent as a writer to this point.
Well, apparently, maybe should we call her Captain Obvious?
Yeah, apparently, but no, I do think that this is still going to be the Chimera book. There's no way in hell that you have a bunch of X characters that just happen to take on sidekicks with the exact same power sets as them.
You don't know that, Doc. All right, next topic. Wolverine and Spider-Man are joining the Fantastic Four during Marvel's upcoming Empyre event. Wolvie is donning the colors of the first family of Marvel Comics in Dan Slott's Fantastic Four 21. This is exciting to you? You going to sign up for Marvel's Empyre event?
I feel like we're missing Ghost Rider and, the Gray Hulk, because I thought we were just doing New Fantastic Four from Art Adams. Can we at least get Art Adams art on this? I think he actually did do the cover for that. It looks like him, although I literally can't tell the difference between Nick Bradshaw and Art Adams at this point. They are identical artists. But no, I mean, no, I'm not signing up for this stupid event. All this is taking half of the, it's half of a callback to a cool early 90s, 3-issue arc where Wolverine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and the Incredible Hulk became the Fantastic Four for like 3 issues.
Well, it's also tying in an Avengers and Fantastic Four-centric book, but you're also tying in Spider-Man and Wolverine, 2 of the most popular characters in Marvel Comics, trying to bring in some more audience for Empyre.
Yeah, I mean, okay, they're that's kind of obvious. I mean, they're just grabbing everyone that's popular and saying, "Hey, look, there's popular things in this thing that otherwise we can't sell." Yeah, it's nothing but a sales gimmick, and I mean, hey, it's kind of cool, but I still have absolutely zero interest in Empyre. The bad guy is still Hulkling, of all people. No,
I don't know. I'm waiting for Deadpool to become one of the Illuminati so I can quit comics for good and never. It's probably going to be happening in the next few years. All right, Doc. Marvel's slate is light on X-Men this week with only Excalibur #6 and Marauders #6 hitting shelves. You have anything you want to address in particular about this week's slate of X-Men books?
You know what? Marauders is becoming borderline unreadable. Excalibur has been unreadable since the first issue. But Marauders is going, it's going way downhill. I had a little bit of hope for it that it would eventually figure out what its purpose was. This is just stupid little, playing politics in the Hellfire Club nonsense with unnecessarily complicated schemes. It's just not that good. I think I'm about done with Marauders too. I gave it I gave it 5. What is this, issue 5 or 6? Or, yeah, 6. I gave it 6 issues, and Jerry Duggan is as boring as Jerry Duggan is.
Well, he's a hell of a Conan writer, but you're getting me in trouble here.
Yeah, I know.
Friend of the channel, Dane Barrett's favorite X-Men book is Marauders. This is going to get immediate downvotes from him, and he's probably going to chastise me in my DMs and publicly on the YouTube comments. So I don't appreciate that, but I also
can yell at me, Dane,
Marauders because I don't like this humor. It's stupid.
Yeah, you could yell at me, Dane. This one's all me. No, I think I'm about done. I mean, I think that they're at this point Pyro's in there just so that they can, hurt him and probably kill him. Because I am waiting. I'm kind of actually crossing my fingers that whenever they get to, this whole thing has been done exclusively so that the Yellow Jacket that's in his bloodstream right now, when they hit Krakoa and walk through, Yellow Jacket will get pulled out and it'll blow a shotgun blast through, Pyro's back. And the whole thing's been set up just so that they can make Pyro explode when he hits the island.
All right, I got to ask a question. Like I said, I'm not reading this. Did we get the obligatory issue reminder that Bobby Drake is in fact a homosexual?
Yes, because apparently he got injured and everybody needed to get him back to Krakoa, not because he was injured, but because he was guest judging Drag Race.
I don't even want to know, man. This is beyond my comprehension. Like I said, I'm not reading the series, but I remember when I was reading it every week, at least one panel, Bobby Drake, hello, I'm gay. And then he would go back into the background where he belongs. But
yeah, I feel like everybody was kind of hoping that House of X was our opportunity because, can we just kill him so that when he comes back, he's not gay and Jean doesn't turn him gay?
How about we just write him as a cool gay character instead of a gay caricature?
Well, I'm okay with that too.
That would be a huge improvement.
Yeah, but Jean still turned him gay. So
absolutely.
So when he comes back and he's brought back, he won't be gay because Jean hasn't turned him gay yet.
Well, we'll see. I don't see that happening. But
no, they're never going to backtrack that one.
It was a crappy week for X-Men. I didn't read either of them because they just weren't important to me. Now let's just talk about a little bit about X-Men movie news. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. Damn it, Doc, you're fucking my audio up.
Sorry,
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has approached Patrick Stewart about reprising his role as Professor X in upcoming MCU X-Men films. Stewart had this to say: "Here's the problem. If we had not made Logan, then yes, I would probably be ready to get back into the wheelchair one more time and be Charles Xavier, but Logan changed all that." Stewart's portrayal of Charles Xavier is spot on, Doc. Are you disappointed it appears he won't return to the franchise in the MCU?
I am. But at the same time, you know what? As long as, there's always the possibility they could keep James McAvoy around. And I really liked the way he portrayed Xavier too. As much as because Patrick Stewart's Xavier. Yeah, he does. When he's old. Yeah, he does. But Patrick Stewart played the more traditional Xavier very well, with him being much more kind of regal and astute. You never got the Xavier that we
Playboy.
Well, yeah, the Playboy, you never saw any rage out of him. And that was the thing, especially because the one thing that they could have done would have been something like if they would have done the ripping the adamantium out of Wolverine. I can never see the Xavier that Patrick Stewart played, having that kind of rage against Magneto and just losing it to the point where he wipes Magneto's mind. I could never see Patrick Stewart Xavier doing that. I can see James McAvoy.
I don't know. Patrick Stewart's Professor X and Logan like wiped out all the X-Men.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing it on purpose. It was just him being like him literally having like a old man seizure. You know, that's not him actually showing rage. You know, he you know, the Xavier from all of the Patrick Stewart always did was a very kind of calm, level guy. Even during you know, X2, whenever you had like Stryker assaulting the mansion and then kidnapping Xavier and everything like that, you never saw that anger. You never saw it. Yeah, he was always still calm. Mm-hmm. And while I like that, you know, we've seen a little bit more temperamental Xavier and flawed Xavier over the past 15 years that I think they're going to try to bring in whenever they do an X-Men movie. And I think is good because, you know, kind of level calm Xavier is great, but he needs a little bit more range. We already got one block of wood with Brie Larson. We don't need somebody else that doesn't know how to emote.
All right, that'll just about do it. You know, want to thank you for joining me today, Doc. We covered a lot of stuff. You know, r.b.silva off X-Men. You know, we talked about Children of the Atom. We talked a little bit about, you know, the MCU, Marauders #6. I appreciate all the knowledge and the great words about X-Men. You got anything to say before we say goodbye?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart fans are about to yell at me. And I'm sorry, he's a great actor. He just didn't in this one.
Dane Barrett, it was him. It wasn't me.
It was all me.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.